Time is up for Barack Obama. His run of anti-American betrayals is over, and now Barack Obama looked on in horror as Donald Trump ruined his life with this one move. Former President Obama left a host of messes behind for Donald Trump to clean up. The border was wide open, trade deals had shipped American jobs overseas, and economic growth was limping along. But the biggest, and most dangerous, crisis Obama left behind was the Iranian nuclear deal. Obama was so desperate to appease Iran that he entered into an agreement with the rogue government that would allow the country access to a nuclear weapon about 10 years down the road and lined its pockets with over $100 million. Donald Trump ripped up the deal last year and imposed the crippling economic sanctions in an effort to force Iran to the bargaining table on a real deal that would prevent the Islamic government from ever acquiring a nuclear weapon and limit their ballistic missile capabilities. Iran felt the pain on the sanctions and lashed out by attacking oil tankers and shooting down a U.S. drone. Tehran hoped these attacks in the Persian Gulf would disrupt oil supplies and drive up the price of oil, forcing America's allies to beg Trump to lift the sanctions and reinstate Obama's nuclear deal. That failed. President Trump initially ordered a missile strike on 3 sites in Iran, but the president pulled back because he campaigned on ending America's involvement in endless Middle East wars. Iran was trying to bait him into starting another Iraq-type war. The strike would have been met by further Iranian escalation in hopes of making a ground war inevitable. President Trump recognized this and canceled the strike. Massive ground wars destroy presidencies. Harry Truman, Lyndon Johnson, and George W. Bush were either unable to run for re-election or saw their presidency ruined because of military invasions that bogged the country down in years-long wars. President Trump recognized the political and military peril military engagement with Iran held and wisely resisted the calls of the Washington swamp to launch a war. But he did let the country know that, unlike Barack Obama, he would not appease Iran in negotiations. President Trump tweeted, "President Obama made a desperate and terrible deal with Iran, gave them $150 billion plus $8 billion in cash. Iran was in big trouble and he bailed them out, gave them a free path to nuclear weapons. And soon, instead of saying thank you, Iran yelled death to America. I terminated deal, which was not even ratified by Congress, and imposed strong sanctions. They are a much weakened nation today than at the beginning of my presidency, when they were causing major problems throughout the Middle East. Now they are bust." On Monday they shot down an unmanned drone flying in international waters. "We were cocked and loaded to retaliate last night on 3 different sites. When I asked, how many will die? 150 people, sir, was the answer from a general 10 minutes before the strike. I stopped it, not proportionate to shooting down an unmanned drone. I am in no hurry. Our military is rebuilt, new, and ready to go, by far the best in the world. Sanctions are biting and more added last night. Iran can never have nuclear weapons, not against the USA, and not against the world," the president concluded.